Yo, welcome back to Dolphins United, the platform for Dolphins. You heard me. We are back in the house. I got another banger for y'all right now. All right, look, let's just get into it, all right, because I wasn't even supposed to make a video about this, to be honest with you. I was going to sit this one back. I was just going to let it be. I was just going to let it be, all right? I wasn't going to say nothing. You wasn't going to hear my opinion on this. But then I start hearing people talking and they ain't using common sense. All right? And I'm talking about people in the media. I'm talking about my fellow brothers and sisters on YouTube, Miami Dolphin fans, and the like. All right? Ain't using common sense when it comes to what Tyreek had to say about Tua and the Mahomes comparison, all right? People ain't using common sense. So I'm here to bring facts as well as to give you another side that people might not be talking about, okay? Because there's a lot of hypocrisy in media in general, all right? And I don't like that. I believe in balance. I believe in consistency. And I also believe in taking what somebody says at face value rather than trying to devalue what the person is saying based on nonsense. And when I say nonsense, based on your feeling that the person is saying something because they need to, but not necessarily because they believe it. All right? Tyreek Hill mentioned that Tua is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes. And the media took that and ran with it and assumed that he was, in the way Stephen A said it, on the weed, all right? Well, I shouldn't say on. He was high, not on the weed. I sound really old. And y'all boys is on the weed. You got to get off the weed. He basically was saying he was high. All right, he was saying he was high, and he was like, "Stay off the weed." All right, like he always does. In his voice, I can't do his voice, but whatever. Stuff like that, saying that he was either doing that. Some other people were saying, "Oh, he was just having Tua's back like he's been doing, which he's supposed to do." Some other people were saying, he's doing that for his channel. All right, he's just giving a take for his channel. Miss me with all that. Miss me with it. All right, I'm gonna take what he said at face value. All right, and I'm gonna tell you where the hypocrisy is after you see this video right here.
I want to ask you this. When you were in training camp and y'all drafted Patrick Mahomes, what was your thought after you watched him that first week in training camp?
I thought it was trash. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't even gonna cap, man. When he first got there, I was like, "That who y'all drafted right here? That who y'all drafted? Hey, but look, he proved me into a whole complete, I don't know, like it's just that second year, like his quarterback mechanics were different. It was like he was spending more time with his quarterback coach, spending more time with Coach Reed, like learning the offense. It was like, dude was like different.
All right. So you watch the video. The man clearly said that he thought Patrick Mahomes was trash. He thought Patrick Mahomes was trash when he first saw him. Then he said, you know what? Basically, Pat Mahomes did a 180 on him. And he came in and you could tell that he worked with his QB coach and that he worked on learning the offense and that he worked on his mechanics. All right? He said he worked on his mechanics. Now, here's where the hypocrisy is. If this was the opposite, let's say he was leaving an accurate quarterback in Tua, and he was coming to a very strong arm quarterback in Pat Mahomes. All right? People would have been like, oh, you see, he left Tua And in 2 weeks, he already is saying that Pat Mahomes got a way stronger arm than him. He would pick Pat Mahomes over him because of his arm. He already knows that in 2 weeks of being with him. Now, this is assuming that Tua is the same quarterback he is right now versus Pat Mahomes being the same quarterback he is right now. Okay? The same type of quarterbacks they are. If he was leaving Tua and going to Patrick, and he had said something positive about Patrick the same way he said something positive about Tua, instead of people saying, oh, he's just saying that to, he don't mean it. He's capping. You know what I'm saying? That's all cap. Instead of saying that, they would have been like, oh, man, this is an indictment on Tua, because in 2 weeks, where he couldn't see out of Tua, he's seeing out of Pat Mahomes, because Pat Mahomes is great. Pat Mahomes is this and that. And we're not discarding or disputing, I should say, not discarding, disputing the fact that Pat Mahomes is otherworldly. All right? He is one of the best, if not the best, quarterbacks in the league right now. And him and Tua aren't in the same stratosphere as far as overall quarterbacking. All right? The overall position, playing the position. They're not even in the same stratosphere. All right? It's not even close. All right? It's not. It's really not. It's not. But that's not what Tyreek Hill was talking about. It's not. It's not who's the better quarterback, because we know who the better quarterback is, and it's by miles. All right? Some of y'all don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. It's by miles. It's by a very long shot. What we're talking about is accuracy, all right? Who's the more accurate quarterback? He says Tua is more accurate. If he can find out that Tua is more accurate than Patrick Mahomes in what TD calls 2 weeks, that should be an indictment on Patrick Mahomes. You're telling me in 2 weeks he already knows that Tua is more accurate than the previous quarterback he was with? It must be drastic. And I know people are saying, well, let's wait for the games. Miss me with that. He saw Patrick Mahomes in practice too. He didn't just see Patrick Mahomes in games. He saw him in practice. If he can compare Tua just to Patrick Mahomes in practice, he would say the same thing, because he saw only Tua in practice, and he's saying that he's more accurate than Patrick Mahomes is in practice and in the games. He doesn't have to see more. He doesn't have to see Tua throw behind a garbage offensive line to know his if his accuracy is better than Patrick Mahomes. The man saw both in practice. We're not using common sense. If the man is saying that his new quarterback has better accuracy than his previous quarterback, believe him. Just believe him. All right? And if you don't want to just take it for what it is, then why are we not believing the stats? Why are all these people going on TV saying that there's no way, pretty much, that Patrick Mahomes and Tua should be compared with accuracy without looking at the numbers? How are these people going on TV and saying that? Just because it's Patrick Mahomes? We know Patrick Mahomes is great. But I can tell you what. I can tell you one thing right now. Tua is a more polished, actual quarterback when it comes to mechanics than Patrick Mahomes. That is the absolute truth. When it comes to footwork, that's something that Patrick Mahomes needed to learn after his first year. That's not something that Tua needed to learn after his first year. When it comes to mechanics, Tua had that down pat because his pops was teaching him from a very, very young age how to play the quarterback position. Footwork, the release, all of that from Tua, beautiful. It's textbook. It's innate. It's there. It's like Klay Thompson's jumper. It's just beautiful. Pat Mahomes wasn't that guy. He is otherworld athleticism, speed, arm talent. He could throw it from any angle, across his body, things like that. He didn't have to worry about footwork because he could do so many other things to mask it. He didn't have to worry about that. You know what your footwork and all that gets you? Pinpoint accuracy. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Let me go ahead and tell you what Brian Dable said about Tua, okay? Since y'all don't believe me. All of them can drop back 7 steps and hit a house with a ball. Quarterbacks, okay, in general. All of them can drop back 7 steps and hit a house with a ball. Some of them can hit a door. A few can hit the doorknob. Tua can hit the keyhole. Accuracy. Okay? Accuracy. Tua is a keyhole accurate quarterback. All right? Now, I understand Tua has not showed himself to be great. Tua can sometimes be off with his passes. We understand that. Let's go to the stats. Okay? What are the stats saying? Tua versus Pat Mahomes when it comes to accuracy. Overall accuracy, Tua was 67.8%. That was good for 7th in the league overall. While Pat Mahomes was 66.3%, which was good for 16th, one spot below Davis Mills. Okay? 7th, 16th. That not good enough for you? Let's keep moving on. All right? I got more. Bad pass percentage. That means that this is the percentage of bad passes you threw according to PFF. All right? Now, we know Pat Mahomes threw double the amount almost of passes that Tua threw. But we're not going to go off of the total. We'll just go off of the averages. All right? Because the average speaks for itself. All right? Because you can multiply an average. We'll go off the average. On average, Tua threw 16.3% bad passes compared to Pat Mahomes, 18.8% bad passes. Tua was 10th. Pat Mahomes was 28th. Accuracy. Tyreek Hill saying that Tua is the more accurate quarterback is not asinine. It's actually truth. It's facts. Let's keep moving. On target percentage, all right? The amount of your passes that were on target. 80.1% for Tua, which was 4th in the league. Pat Mahomes, 77.5%, which was good for 11th. All right? 4th, 11th. Let's move on. Both Pat Mahomes, all right, because a lot of people are going to say, well, Tua threw a lot of RPOs and short passes. All right, so that's why his percentages were so high. I got some for y'all. Both Pat Mahomes and Tua each threw 90 RPO passes. Both of them threw the same amount of RPO passes. Okay? Tua had, out of those passes that they threw, that doesn't mean completions, that means that's how many attempts you had. Out of those same 90 each passes that they threw, Tua had 847 yards, which was good for number 1 in the league, versus Pat Mahomes, who had 638 yards out of the RPO passes that they actually threw, which was good for 5th. Accuracy. They threw the same amount of passes, and Tua had 200 more yards. That's because he was able to get a little more yak out of those same RPO passes because, and I mean, it designed to, you know, it could be that more Pat Mahomes, more of his RPOs were 2-yard swing passes rather than 8-yard slants. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, who knows? No matter what, they threw the same amount. Tua had 200 more yards. I'm going to somewhat attribute that to accuracy as well. Accuracy has something to do with it because he's more accurate, okay? Tua was also ranked first in red zone completion, all right, 30-plus pass attempts or more, to Mahomes' fifth place, okay? Clean pocket percentage, all right? Mahomes was third in the league. Tua was first. Aggressive pass attempts. That means that there wasn't a lot of separation between the wide receiver and the cornerback. Tua had the most percentage of aggressive attempts in the league, which was 19.3%. Mahomes was last at 8.7, okay, in the league with aggressive attempts. All right, and that doesn't mean throwing deep to a guy that's open. That means tight coverage where guys aren't getting that open. All right, Tua had the highest percentage in the league of those attempts. Mahomes had the least. Tua is more accurate than Pat Mahomes. Tyreek Hill was speaking facts because he's played with both quarterbacks. I don't understand why we're not using common sense. It really doesn't make any sense to me why we're not using common sense, but it's common sense that if a wide receiver has played in practice with both, forget games, he's played in practice with both quarterbacks and is able to tell you right off jump that one quarterback is more accurate than the other and he's been with him for a short period of time, how we don't believe him makes no sense to me. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Y'all already know what it is. Fins up till we die. Y'all made me do it. Y'all made me come out. Because I was trying to chill. I didn't think that people would go against it so much, but this is what you get. You get a rant. I'll holler at y'all in the next one.